think most memorable was probably the first time it really snowed there. It was a snowstorm and everyone was freaking out and worried about crashing and everything. And I was just so, I don't know, captured by it. And I was like, wow, look at this. Is this real snow? And they're like, yeah, of course it's real snow. It's falling from the sky. But it was cool to me to see like that much amount, like in a snowstorm. I had not really seen much snow before, but then to be hit with a storm that's like a couple inches in a couple of hours, that was cool.
I guess the thrill of being with friends and reuniting with families. I knew a couple of people back there that made me more comfortable to make the transition to that university. So, yeah.
I think overall everything that I did was really memorable. It made like a huge impact on the way that I saw people and the way that I saw myself as a Hawaiian.
My most memorable, I guess in South Dakota it would be the long weekend trip that I got to go on with the international, I guess it's called Center for Global and Academic Success or something at USD, and they're in charge of a lot of different things in that office, but they also do the international students and the NSC students. And we left Friday, we came back Sunday, so it was nice. We got to stay in a hotel, and we got to see like all the Mount Rushmore and the Badlands and the Black Hill National Park, and like just basically drive across the state, see all the sights, and come back. So it was actually really fun. In South Carolina, I guess my most memorable would probably be going on a camping trip with my sustainable business class. Yeah, so the weekend that starts off spring break, we drove down to Charleston, which is the coast, which is on the other side of the state from where the school is, and we camped actually at a state park. My teacher is big on it's sustainable business, so you don't want to, using a hotel can be, I guess, use a lot of resources. Also got to go out to this island called Dewey's Island, and it's, I guess you could say it's a sustainable island, but not really. Like they don't have cars and stuff, they use golf carts, and they have like housing restrictions, like there's only so many lots on the island, and the houses can only be so big, because a lot of the coastal places, especially in South Carolina, they build these huge mansions that take up like the whole lot, and it's just like house. So this island, they have it set up, and they also have like almost half the island is like protected wetlands. So yeah, that was really cool to see, because I know like I would never, because you have to have permission to go on that island, so like I would never have the opportunity besides then to have gone there. Yeah.
I would say worse, because I ended up doing this weird thing with a roommate, and it was like a money thing. Lent them money, they didn't lend it back, they didn't pay it back. So, but that wasn't really an NSC thing, that was just an issue with a roommate that I had. So, I mean, the overall experience I think was pretty good, but that was a mistake.
I was much better than I expected.
It had its ups and downs. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. When I came back, I was kind of like bummed out almost. I guess because you're just kind of like, oh, back to home, back to reality, I guess you could say. And so that was kind of a bummer, but I guess it depends on how much you acclimate to there. Like if you really, really miss home the whole time, then I think it would be hard for you, but I'm pretty flexible, so I mean, I missed home for about a week and then I was good.
Lots of craft beer. There was a lot of beer options around there that I was not used to, which is kind of interesting. A lot of Navajo around there as well, which is kind of like around here, but especially since during that time there's the North Dakota Access Pipeline thing. They would show up, you know, some random guy would show up and just start yelling about the pipeline. So that was interesting, but it, you know, they have that culture there, and there's a lot of reservations and stuff around. It was neat.
The campus is actually bigger than this one. And the faculties and students are more alike to the status here. Everything is pretty chill and enjoyable.
When I first got there, it was automatically a culture shock because my roommate was like extremely opposite from me. Like, she grew up in California, she was like fair, blonde, and she was like beautiful. And I was like, dang. And she just, like, the first thing she asked me was if I bought my clothes while I was there. And I was like, what? And she was just like, yeah, like, how do you enjoy air conditioning? And I thought that she was just kidding, but really, like, she was really serious. There were a lot of people who seriously asked me a bunch of questions about Hawaii and had no clue that my island or our state was so developed, and that our culture was so developed, and that it reached back so far into history beyond the American influences. So I think that was the biggest culture shock for me, is that people really didn't know too much about Hawaii and how it worked.
The cultures, it's not, I guess it would be a culture shock. Like, you go and just the way that people act are different, so that can get some getting used to, and just being lost. I mean, if you really stress out when you're like lost and you can't find your way, that could be I guess a negative for someone, but I like being lost. I don't know.
Probably a little more into the local travel. There were a lot of buses and things that I was able to take to get around and do things, but I hadn't really looked into it that much before. I'd only briefly seen like, oh yeah, they have a bus system, but I wasn't very up to date on it, and I had to like ask a lot of people around to help me out with that.
I did quite a bit of research before I left, so I kind of knew what to expect. But like I said, it was really just the unknowns. I mean, nothing I could have researched could have prepared me for the way the students were and the way the classes would be, you know, stuff like that. You can't really research. Like, I didn't expect it to be, the classes to be harder, like that much harder than they were here, and they were a little harder at USD, and then at Winthrop they were like a lot harder than here. So you spend, I guess you'd have to expect to spend a lot more time studying than you do here. Like, even if you study quite a bit here, you're probably gonna have to study even more when you go on exchange, because the school standards, I guess, are higher than here.